Khylin Rhambo. I play Mason in Teen Wolf, the movie, and this is Young Entertainment Mag.
Hey, I'm Daniela with Young Entertainment Mag. It's so great to sit down and talk to you today. I know our fans are so excited to see this interview, so we are so pumped to have you. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to give you a
Let's
little bit of
do it.
Let's do it. Well, thanks again for joining us. We're so excited. We spoke with Dylan last week, and that was so fun. Dylan Sprayberry.
Oh, my guy, my brother.
Yeah, he's great. So much fun to talk to. So we're just gonna go for it. What was it like when you found out that Teen Wolf was coming back? Did it, I
Uh,
assume it didn't take any convincing, or like pulling of your arm, but what was
it
that
was,
like?
it kind of did like not like too much like convincing. Like I was just hell bent on not believing it,
Yeah.
but it was just something like I remember being on at the end of the show. Like I remember that final day on set. It was something, we were saying true and honest goodbyes to a lot of these people. Of course, you want to stay in contact because we all kind of grew close as like family, but life happens, and COVID happened, and a whole bunch of stuff happened that we all kind of experienced and had to like be really ingrained in our own lives. And then randomly it's like there's no way that this is whoa. It's kind of like getting the news that like, hey guys, like you're not going to work anymore and you're going to high school with all of your high school classmates, and you guys are just going to revisit the same school you went to. And it's like, whoa, this sounds like a whole new reality we're about to step into.
Yeah. That's so cool. So Dylan shared that he got a text from Jeff, and like that's how he found out about Teen Wolf the movie. So what did you get a text? Did you get a call? Did you get an email? What happened?
Yo, it was crazy because like first I saw that I saw this post that Paramount or something. I don't know if I heard whispers of it before. I remember Posey tweeted something like Teen Wolf movie. Then everyone was going crazy on Twitter. And then I was like, that would be crazy. Yeah, wow. And then I remember shooting Jeff a DM, and I was like, tag me in, coach.
Nice.
Just like jokingly, but also shooting my shot. And he, of course, like he had me in mind, which I was just so appreciative of. And then yeah, like I actually got a call from Dylan, like, hey bro, this is the offer. Would you take it? I'm like, yes, because he was talking to Jeff, and Jeff was like being pulled in all different directions to like doing what he does, making something come to life. And yeah, they happened to be talking, him and Dylan, and then Dylan relayed the message to me that like it's about to happen. So yeah, it wasn't the traditional kind of way. I remember actually I found out that I was going to be in the film before my manager, my agent. Like normally it happens the other way around. So
Wow.
yeah, I loved it. I loved it. Didn't feel like just regular reality. It felt like, I'm telling you, it felt like we were in like this alternate world for a second, and just things were just all right, here it goes. And then next thing you know, like I remember like after the offer was like official, it was like, okay, you're going on a fitting next week. I was like, okay, fitting. And then they're like, you're filming like a few days after the fitting. I was like, whoa, okay, all right. Like and then I went back to the set, same exact set.
Wow.
Crazy.
That is so crazy. Does it ever feel like entertainment industry, right? It's like you get the call and then something will fall through, or like you get the call back and your fingers are crossed and then you don't get it. Was there any of that? Like, oh my gosh, like too good to be true vibes where you're like, is this really gonna happen? And then like, what's that moment when you're like, oh shoot, this is actually happening?
Yeah. So it's actually amazing you're talking about that. Like as an actor, that cycle of
Yeah.
just consciousness has forced me to evolve, really. The law of detachment.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was so attached to everything. If I got a passion for a character, I thought the way you do it is like, this is mine, I'm gonna get it, and like some people can do that and live that way. But for me personally, I'm such a like a feeler that would hit me in the chest every time. If because there's a grand design happening, and I'm just a
Yeah.
part of this whole thing. So it's not really like my job to try to like, I do as much as I can. I will my things into existence, but then from then on, like after my part is done, my part is done, and I get to just kind of watch life happen. So in that moment, I kind of was in the thick of already practicing that principle. So I was just like, not too attached. I was not repelling the idea of being a part of it, but I was like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. There's always something else. So
Yeah.
when I stepped on set, that's when I kind of allowed myself to be like, oh, this is okay. Here we go.
Totally. I cannot like relate to that more. I used to do acting growing up, and same thing. I'd put so much pressure on myself, and I get so excited. I'm like, oh my God, I got this call back. Like, this is
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it took me probably 10 years to realize like, it's not, because people would always talk about like manifesting and like all this stuff, but it's really
Mm-hmm.
not about like what you said, attaching yourself to that end goal. It's like believing that your dreams are going to come true, but like it might look a little different than you thought,
Exactly.
and that's okay. And it's like,
Mhm.
you're right. It's not your job to be like, how am I going to get there? And it took me forever to learn that. And so I'm always so interested to hear how others like in the same entertainment space deal with that. Because it is like such a roller coaster. And it's when you grow up doing it, it's like you're so young, your brain doesn't know otherwise. It's really
It's
interesting.
yeah, that I had to like really kind of get that lesson out the mud though, because like
Yeah.
the universe definitely taught me. And there's a lot of books, and there's like YouTube is a crazy resource.
Yeah.
And then I just started attracting people that knew more than me, were wiser, and suffering can lead you to just great, expansive kind of like ways of living. And that's what
Totally.
I kind of like had to learn. Otherwise, I was gonna burn out. I started to hate something that I loved.
Yeah.
And so once I realized like, all right, this isn't working. I need to fix how I see things. And from that moment on, like, of course it's still a practice. I'm not a guru, but
Right.
it's
Totally.
definitely better now.
I love it. I couldn't agree more. So we know that your character Mason comes in later in the series. So is there anybody from the original cast that you haven't worked with yet or haven't met yet that you're so excited to work with?
Yes. So I didn't work with Crystal. I remember when when the show first came out, and like I remember going to school, and I think it was like junior high or high school, like freshman or something. Everyone at school was like, bro, Allison died. Did you hear about that? Allison died. And I was like, wait, Allison from the Teen Wolf. I wasn't watching the show, but I remember everyone was going crazy about that. And I was like, wow, that's a moment that everyone knew. And then once I was on the show, she was already gone. So I
Yeah.
was like thinking about like that would be cool if one day I get to work with her. And sure enough, that happened. We didn't have any like word exchange in the film, but like definitely some scenes together. So it was
Dang.
cool. Got to
Yeah.
work with the OGs.
That's so cool. I love it. What is your favorite thing about Mason? And was there anything that like you've missed about playing him that you're so excited
Um,
to get back into?
Crazy actually. Playing a character for a few years gets you to this point where I like not even on some like weird hocus pocus stuff. That person's like in there.
Yeah.
Really. Like I've gotten to know Mason, and being on set and just learning him and how he talks and how his humor and his quirkiness and his like wittiness, his cunningness, like all of that kind of just when I didn't even rehearse by
Yeah.
myself the lines. I just memorized them, and I kind of was on this like it felt like I don't know, I was prepared, but I also wasn't like I know exactly what I'm going to do. I had no idea what I was going to do. And that was kind of scary if I thought about it too much, but like there was something in me that was just like, "No, relax." And was on set, and he just popped out like the wittiness, the like awkwardness, the he's just like I don't know, he's just him. Like he's just a quirky guy, but also he's in like very intense situation. That's also his catchphrase, which is funny. Every time I say that word, like he says that, and people say that to me. Like fans come up to me like intense. I don't know, it's one of his one-off lines, but everything that he's done, like he's found a way to be like lighthearted in intense situations, and And yeah, like it was really cool kind of watching myself do it. Like,
Yeah.
where he
It
took over. He took over.
yeah. That's so cool. I love that. It's so fun.
Got some rings on. Got some more
Love
rings
it.
on. We're
Do you
good.
have like, are they special to you? Or are they just style rings or
No, I got this. I mean, they are special to me now. But I got this in South Africa.
nice?
This one also South Africa, and then this was from New Orleans. But they're not like they're just the only rings I have that don't change my fingers to green. So
Yeah.
I'm just wearing them.
I know I hate that when it changes your finger.
Hate it.
It's so it's so annoying. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let's jump right back in. So, do you have a favorite scene from the original series that will always stick with you?
It's so funny. There's so many favorites, right? Like there's favorites for different reasons. Like there's my actor favorite because it allowed me to like really like expand and grow.
Yeah.
And then there's like my favorite because it was so silly and fun. Like I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the actor favorite was most definitely the entire episode where Mason was discovered as the Beast, and I had to run away from the Dread Doctors and kind of get assaulted. Like I got slammed to the ground. The sting injected in the back of my neck, and you know, there's you want all this external stimulus to help you like do a scene, but they couldn't jab me with something. They couldn't really slam me, so it's like you're definitely exerting your imagination and then like your essence to like project all this pain. That was kind of exhilarating, like running away from them, being in pure agony, and then shifting into this demon like guy. I remember my line was saying like they're like Mason, and I was like that's not my name, and I was trying to figure out like how do I do this not corny, but
Yeah.
I when I was preparing for it, but then on set there's not even a thought like that. That's just reality. And that
Yeah.
when they say action to cut, your logical brain kind of takes a back seat, and then you're just a part of this thing that's happening. So that was really like it's intoxicating, when a
Yeah.
scene takes you over. That's kind of like an actor's dream, like at least mine. I want to be able to do that like consistently for as longer and longer periods of time. But the other one was it's so silly, man. It's this scene where me and Dylan, we were uh we were tracing these fault lines on a on a map, and the shot was just our fingers. So so it was an insert shot. So when we had to do that shot, like his finger was here, my finger was here, and we had to like, and then this is where we connect, like whatever that was and we could not do it. The camera was not on our face, and we were laughing so hard we couldn't even look at each other, and we would miss because we weren't looking. Because if we looked, we would laugh, and then our fingers would like look weird. And the director's like, "What are you guys doing? Just draw the line." And I was like, "Yo, why is this scene so hard? Like, there's no acting. It's just my finger." It's weird. I really hope someone looks up what I'm talking about, because when they see that, they'll be like, "Wait, that was that hard for you guys?" It took us like, I swear to God, like 8, 10 takes when it was supposed to just be like, "All right, we're done."
I love it. Maybe we can insert that clip right here. That's
I would
so
love that. I would love
fun.
that.
That's so great. So, what is your favorite, like, behind the scenes story, on set story, something that happened that was super funny or crazy that not a lot of people know about?
All right. It's not about me. And this sucks that I'm about to say this because like it's my favorite, but it was the craziest. It was the
Okay.
craziest. So you remember the scene? Well, I don't know if you've seen all of the show, but there's a scene where Liam, Dylan's character, is just mauling Scott, and Mason comes in. I'm lying. There was two scenes like, oh wait, that was the same scene. Okay, yeah, Dylan was doing that, and then Cody Christian, who's played Theo, he comes in and he like stabs Scott and then slams him on the stairs, right? And I was watching that scene like on the sidelines, and Posey, bro, he got like he jumped up and then landed on this pad, and Posey's a jokester. So when he fell back down, he was supposed to be like knocked out, you know? And he was like staring in the camera. And then he was like, wait, what just happened? What just happened? And we were like laughing, like, ah, Posey, funny, funny. He really got knocked out. I was like, oh my God. And then he finished the scene, like he did it again. He
Oh
well, of
my
course they
God.
like medic, they, you know, of course they weren't abusing him or anything, but I was like, that happened. Like, what level of commitment this man, the wind got knocked out of him and he was unconscious with his eyes open. And I was like, Posey, you're a freaking trooper, bro. You
Oh
are
my.
really the alpha. You're the alpha. Cause then he just was like, he got up, he's like, that was crazy. And he
Oh,
did it again. And he didn't get knocked out. And I was like, I was like, it was bad. I felt so bad that I initially laughed because I didn't know what he was going through, but
yeah. Oh my God. That is
wow.
wild. No, that's a good one. When we asked Dylan to share his like favorite behind the scenes moment, I don't know if you know about this or not, because he said he hadn't really like publicly told anybody, but he
Oh
said
God,
that
that's good.
he was like, it was when he was younger and he was going through a breakup or something, or he had just gotten a text and he was so angry and he had his guitar with him in his trailer and he like went outside and was like
That's
banging his
it.
guitar. Have you heard that
But
story?
no, no, no. But that sounds like Dylan. Dylan is a little punk rock star, just in the flesh, just walking one. He's
That's
that.
yeah, so
That
funny.
makes
But no,
sense.
that's a great story. I freaking love that. Do you have a memory from when you were on the original Teen Wolf series that like something that you'll just like never forget, something that will stick with you like for the rest of your acting career?
Mm. Yeah, man. I think it just really was the last day of set.
Mm.
It was incredible, actually. Surreal. I there's actually this photo that was taken. One of my roommate, my brother, my best friend, he was actually there too, and he took the photo that if you look online, there's like a photo with like a cake, and every single one of the cast and crew was there. And the way that they got everyone there was my best friend took the photo, and you know, I took him to set, but like me and Dylan, we felt this. It was literally you could feel almost like roll credits to a chapter in your life. You could like feel that. Like it was a palpable kind of energy, like at least for me, because of course I was sad, but I wasn't at the same time. I
Yeah.
was like, it was like a grieving and a rebirth. Like it was something. I can't really articulate it. I know you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, but yeah, and just the fact that it's kind of just memorialized in my brain, like it's kind
Yeah.
of there's even a photo on, I don't know if I still have it on my Instagram, but I like it's like me and Dylan. I'm on the phone with my mom
Mm.
telling her about my experience with the show, and Dylan is like right beside me, and like it's a photo of like, you know, where you can see our backs, and then we're entering this like vault thing that's it's a part of the set. And I don't know, man, I just will never forget that. I'll never forget like the power of and then I was watching these people because I wasn't on the show as long as a lot of these people, like, you know, the day oneers.
Yeah.
So I was seeing like, this is serious, this is a real like moment, really.
Totally.
So I was just honored to be a part of it and just felt eternally grateful and, you know, bittersweet.
Yeah,
that,
to
that
be
just
part of
stuck with me.
something like so epic that will just
Yeah.
be like, I mean, people will watch the show for forever, you know? So it's so cool that you got to be such a big part of that. And I'm sure that was like so special on that last day. So
It was
everybody
wild.
wants what?
It was wild. No, I was just
Yeah,
agreeing.
it's awesome. Everybody wants to know, how did you and Dylan create your bromance on screen? Did you do anything outside of filming to help like get your characters into that chemistry?
Oh man,
What was
this
the
is
secret?
the secret was the universe, man. The universe is just, man, like we met way before Teen Wolf.
Oh, wow.
Um, we met like a while back, and then he wasn't we weren't even friends initially at first, so not like enemies or anything. I remember meeting him, and I thought he was cool. I was with a separate group, he was with another group, and we merged together kind of. We were at City Walk, and then um I ended up meeting him, hanging out with him later. He like invited me to be a part of some music video,
Oh, cool.
and I did that, and then I was like, we had sushi together. That was the first time I ever like was like, all right, I'm gonna go have sushi with an acquaintance, and then like we kind of became friends from there. And then I heard that he booked the show, and then I had an audition for the show, and then he told them that like he told Jeff that we were friends, and I had one audition, and then they were like in talks of like, hey, do you want to do the role? And I was like, this is incredible. So then
Yeah.
our friendship was like, all right, we're the new guys. Let's rehearse. Let's
Yeah.
like really try to get, our scenes fire. And then we would do that, and then we just end up having too much fun. Like we'd end up laughing and like finding new ways, and then like coming up with our own lines. And like, of course, we didn't use them all the time. It's just like it's different. Like drama and sitcom, you can improv a lot more.
Totally.
Uh, O'Brien he had the pass because it was like he's such a funny character. But anyways, like we just kind of like try to get really serious and like really focused, but then we realize like we thrive by just having a lot of joy and a lot of like just creative back and forth. And then it just we are that's my brother. Like
Yeah.
even when we don't hang out as much as we used to when we were younger, but it's still my brother. Like every time I see him, it's just resume. There's
Yeah.
no kind of anything. So that was just the universe. We didn't plan that. It just happened.
Yeah, that's so cool. And like kind of the feeling of like coming up together. Like you guys knew each other before all this, and then you both got these amazing roles on this like now iconic show, and to be able to come up together in that way is probably like unreal.
Yeah. I don't really yeah, like the way I kind of navigate through that is like I don't really like logically think about it. I just continue. But
Yeah.
like when I retrospect, like even
Yeah.
you saying that is kind of wild. Like
Right?
I don't walk around with that in my head, but it's
Yeah.
a fact. And it's yeah, I'm just grateful. Like
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, it's cool when you can like, I mean, you guys were already like on the come up, but it's cool when you come up with people that you know. It's just like a different feeling opposed to just like doing it by yourself. Okay, everybody wants to know if Mason is still with his boyfriend, Corey Bryant, who's played by Michael Johnston. Obviously, you can't really talk about it, but are you happy with where Mason is at the start of Teen Wolf, the movie?
yo, see, I had no idea that Mason was gonna end up where he's at right now.
Yeah.
But I also didn't have any like this is how I wanted it. I don't like the law of detachment,
Yeah.
I kind of like to just see it unfold. And now that I've played the position that he's in, I don't really know how much you know. I know in the trailer you can see that like I'm a deputy now. Mason's a deputy, so that was insane. Um, there's a lot going on in the film to where I think love life is one of the like bottom priority list
Okay.
because he's just too busy with like trying to do, not to spoil any of the film, but just stop the madness and chaos that is ensuing. But I would like to think that they are still in cahoots in some fashion.
Yeah. Ooh, I can't wait to see. That's
Yeah.
exciting. That's a great answer. Okay, so if you could describe Mason in 3 emojis for Teen Wolf the movie, what would those 3 emojis be?
For the movie, okay. The one that's like this. You know what I'm
Like a
talking
little
about?
spyglass?
A little spyglass.
Yeah.
That one. uh the gasp one with the blue,
Yeah.
and then you seen that smiling one that's like melting.
That's my
That's the
favorite.
last one. Yeah.
I love it. That's so good. It's like
Yeah.
the best emoji ever. It
It
describes like
really is. That's me some days. I swear to God, that's me. Still smiling through it, but I'm melting right now.
that is so funny. I love it. So what was the most challenging part of filming this movie and how did you overcome it?
I don't want to lie. I really don't want to lie. I believe I had more of a challenge filming the series.
Okay.
I still didn't have the necessary amount of faith I think I needed in myself to move with the confidence that I know I have. Um, I was insecure about a lot of things. No one knew, you know. It was just growing up, really,
Mhm.
and being in that same environment around the same people. Of course, we were in Atlanta, and I didn't have that, so that was new. But just the same energy of Teen Wolf, and feeling how I feel now, and
Mm,
because it forced me to remember how I was.
mm,
Like, oh, I remember the situation. I used to respond like this.
mm.
Now it's like, and normally that's things like off the set at an act that an actor sometimes like might have to battle, like just certain things you can get in your head about. You can overanalyze, overthink things, or think, what did that mean? Or did I do well enough? Or all of it. Like
Ah,
I was like looking for that stuff, those
mm.
patterns. And I was very like, just thankful that like, you know, it wasn't by magic that it was gone. Suffering and evolution and all the things to grow happened, and I just didn't realize the payoff until I was faced with that again. So
Yeah.
it was truly like the challenges were just something like I didn't really see them as challenges anymore. I was just grateful to just experience, and like grateful that I'm in that state of mind because I was not before. And you don't know you really change until like you get faced with like, oh, like I'm different now. You
Yeah,
don't feel it. It happens so like incrementally or like just internal. So that was kind of faced
totally.
with like, oh, you're different now. I was like, I
Yeah.
like this. Let me keep going. Let me keep being this way and keep
Yeah.
growing in this way. So
That's so cool. I feel
yeah.
like isn't getting older fun? Like I feel like the more I've like aged, I'm just like it's so cool to look back and see like what a different person you are. And same thing like when you're faced with those situations, like similar situations, you really see how much you've grown and it's like the coolest thing. It's the best confidence booster.
I am so happy you said that. I really want all viewers to like rewind that and understand that because we've been taught the opposite. And I'm not even going to say all the reasons why, but growing up is a freaking honor, dude. Like, I should have no business being scared of turning 27. I'm turning 27 in January. And I was so scared at the beginning of the year, like, oh, I'm older now. Nah, 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 nah. Like, whatever energy that they're like, that's being put in our brains about getting older is so false. It's a beautiful gift, especially like when you see, when you want better for life and you feel on the inside that things can and will be better if I just continue. Then whoa, like if I feel this way at 26, almost 27, a part of me, whenever that thought of like you're getting older, you should have this, or you should be this, you should be this by then, I shut that down and I'm like, what am I gonna be like when I'm 50 years old? Like,
Yeah.
how much am I gonna really understand? Because I'm understanding more and more each year about myself and about life and about how things work and manifesting and detachment and all the things that we've been talking about. How am I gonna be at 50? Like, whoa, like that's something to actually look forward to. So
Totally.
yeah, I'm glad you said that because that was like medicine for my soul. Cause like,
Yeah.
it's just you know, we live in an era where there's a lot of like TikTok and instant things and
Yeah.
very young and instant, but we're not really seeing the longevity of those things. And so it's easy to crave it and feel like you lack something, but it's an illusion. Like everyone's journey
Totally.
is specifically tailored to them and it's all happening right on time. So
Oh, so good. That's
yeah,
so good. Right on time. It's so true, especially in the entertainment industry. It's like the you have to make it by, X amount, X age, whatever. And I have on TikTok. So my thing that I do on TikTok is I help like young people in the entertainment industry and like encourage them.
that's
And I
beautiful.
yeah, and I get asked all the time, like, am I too old? And I'm like, how old are you? And they're like, I'm 17. I'm like, you're like almost too young. Like, not really, but like you are
Yes.
not
Yeah.
even scratching the surface, and it is so cool. Like, I did believe that for the longest time, like that I was going to be capped at a certain age, like as a female, right? And it's like, it
Yep.
could not be more true. I have more stuff happening now than I could have ever dreamed of. And I thought, like, when I was 18, I thought I'd be like, you know, done by
Yep.
now. But
Yep.
it's so true. You get so much better as a person, like, or just, I don't know if better is the word, but you just
Better
learn
is a good
so
word.
much.
You're evolving, you're growing, you are
Yeah.
better in ways for sure. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
And you like love yourself more. And I think like as you get older, like self-love, you really
That
just,
is the key.
yeah. And it makes you better like in every area of your life. And that I'm sure translates to acting and like everything you do. So anyway,
100%.
thanks for the great chat. I could ask you a million more questions. You're so wonderful to talk to. So thank
You
you
as
so much.
well. Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to post this, of course, on our website, but also we'll post it on TikTok. We'll post it on Instagram, everywhere. We'll be sure to tag you. And we're
Sick.
really
Yeah, tag me
excited.
up.
Yeah, we're really excited to see the movie. And well, thanks again. Really appreciate your time and sharing all that great stuff with us. So
It was
thank
a
you.
great back and forth. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I know. I felt like I was talking to a friend. I was like, wait, I gotta
Definitely.
go.
No, we are. We're all one. So it's like
Yeah,
it was awesome.
I appreciate it. Well, have a great rest of your day.
You too, man. Thank you.
Later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. And you guys do not forget to subscribe to Young Entertainment Mag.